Okay, guys, girls, everyone out there in social media land, welcome to day 10 of my commitment to you guys to do a mental health walk and talk. Today's been getting away with me because I pushed my day back a little bit to do a run with the dog this morning, and then I did clients back to back all day, not created any content, so I brought the dogs back out. Double win, they get a long walk, I get extra steps. Happy days. So let's keep this going. And let's get into today's subject. So I've really tapped into some of the psychological stuff over the last few days on the videos. I've tapped into the why, I've tapped into identity change. But tonight I want to just talk about what, the importance of having that goal. That could be a fitness goal, a health goal. Obviously I'm going to talk mainly about that because this is what I'm all about. But it can be the same for career goal, financial goal, relationship goal, whatever that is. I mean, I'm not a relationship coach, but I'll talk to you a little bit about how, I met Becky, for those of you that don't know. But look, the importance of having a goal. I am convinced that if you stopped 10 people in the street and asked them what goals they had, what was their goal in life, a lot of them would say, I don't know. Genuinely, right? A lot of people could not tell you in detail what their goal is, right? And I'm quite a spiritual guy, and one of my favorite things I've learned is if you don't tell the universe what you want, then don't be surprised when you get served up what you don't want. Okay, you have to be specific with your goals. That doesn't just mean that you can set an intention and be like, hey, yeah, I'm just going to sit back and it's all going to come to me, because then we have to align with that goal via our behaviors, right, which we'll come on to. But having a goal is so important, because when we've got a goal, we can attach a reason to it, a big why to it. Then we can start to reverse engineer that goal. So we start at the end. What do I mean by that? I want to run a half marathon. This is just an example, in 16 weeks time. Okay, let's start at the end. Okay. And then you work back. So what does the build up look like to that? When do I start my running training? Like, am I a good runner already, or do I need to start like a couch to 5k and then build up? What do I need to do? Okay, you can't say I'm going to run a half marathon. You never run a half marathon in your life and then have no plan. You have to have a plan. I want to lose 28 pounds in the next 28 weeks. I've done that for the sake of simple maths. Okay, let's go at the end. 28 weeks time, 28 pounds down. I need to lose a pound a week. I need to create a 500 calorie deficit a day, or if I'm using the calorie borrowing cycling method, that's a 3,500 calorie deficit a week, made up however I see fit. Okay, so now, Ivy, Holly, Bubba, come on. So now we're actually working with numbers. We've got the goal, we can attach a big why to it, but we've got the goal. And we write that goal down. Write it down. There is evidence out there to say that if you write down your goal, and I don't know the full numbers, but you're more likely to achieve it because it's written down. Stick it on your wall. Stick it on your laptop screen. Stick it in your on your fridge. Whatever it is, write it down. Now, you don't have to do this, but if you're going through life and you're not entirely happy, you're feeling unfulfilled, I would set a goal. Because if you're unfulfilled, you're just cruising through life, like literally sit down and go, well, what is it that I want? What is it I want to achieve? And before you just go, oh, that's not possible because words are spells. Well, I can tell you there's lots of stuff that I've achieved in my life that I didn't think I could at the time, but actually I ignored the naysayers, wrote it down, worked on myself, aligned, and those things happened. Things like creating 30 plus men's fitness, which has given me a great life and allowed me to travel and meet lots of great people, have lots of great experiences. And now I'm trying to do the same with Healthy Happy Dad, but on a much bigger level. I've set a goal of how it looks, the impact I'm going to make. I don't know how that's all going to unfold, but I know that if I set the intention, I start to reverse engineer that, and then I can start to align by becoming the coach that I need to be, the person that I need to be to grow the Healthy Happy Dad brand. But the goal is important. I love telling people if I'm going to do an event. I've got big goals for Healthy Happy Dad, which I'm going to keep to myself, but I want to impact more people. But if I'm doing a half marathon, I'm going to tell people, I'll do it for a charity. I'll even say I'm going to go for this time because I like that little bit of pressure, that little bit of accountability. That might not be for you, okay? But there was a great quote I read years ago, and it says, it's easy to fail in private, but it's not easy to fail in public, right? Now, you might not do things this way. And I was having this conversation with a client earlier who's achieved some great goals with me. He's achieved those goals, and now he's going, well, I've done that, and he feels like he's drifting. And I was thinking half marathon, and he actually said, I'm thinking of doing like a running event. I was like, great. I was like, let's go away and find a date 12, 16 weeks from now. Let's get signed up. Let's tell people, because accountability is key, all right? You tell people, they're going to root for you, hopefully. Some people probably won't, but hey, let that drive you. You're always going to have people that don't want to see you win, but let that drive you. But you got skin in the game. I know over the years when I've done half marathons or I've done Europe's Toughest Mudder, and I raised money for like the Noah's Ark Children's Hospital, which nursed my kids back to health in their early days. When I was suffering overnight in the cold doing Europe's Toughest Mudder, wanting to quit, I was thinking about the thousands of pounds I raised and all the help that hospital gave us for our sons. That kept me going. Now, people might say, oh, that's a bit too much pressure on yourself. Hey, you might thrive under that pressure, you might not. But you know what? Whether you tell people or whether you don't, if you don't set a goal in any area of your life, well, then don't be surprised if you're just going through feeling unfulfilled. You see, we live in a crazy world right now, okay? You know, I try and stay away from the news. I try and stay away from too much politics and all that jazz on social media, but it's easy to get sucked in. And, you know, sometimes you can just consume and just going around, and it's like, whoa. And then, you know, you got the cost of living and all that jazz, right? All that jazz. But if you got your eyes on a prize, a career goal, and before any of you got, oh well, you know, I'm this age now, I got 2 kids and a mortgage, I can't do this. We've just told yourself, you know, for as much as there's shit on the internet, there is a world that has been connected, and there's opportunities that are available to you that you would have never have known about in the past because of the internet. So get the positives from the internet. Get on there and see what's out there in a good way if you want to change. You just tell yourself, well, now, I've seen my mum, who's 70 now, change career many times successfully, even so much as in the last decade when she came back from working on the cruise ships and set up her own very successful property business and retrained. And she does that now and she's 70. So don't tell yourself you can't. But if you've got a goal, I wholeheartedly believe that gives you something to cling on to when life feels unsteady. And personally this year, it's not gone as I thought I would. My dad's had cancer. He's still got it. He's just starting to slightly improve through radiation, but this has been tough, guys. Then we've had Becky's blood clot in her eye. We were going to go to Ibiza for a 50th in May and party. All plans are postponed. It's been tough. But we've got goals. I've got a physical goal for my body. I've got goals for Healthy Happy Dad. She's got goals for her group training program and her body. And any time life's got tough, and it has been, we've gone, let's just stay focused on the goal. Let's stay focused on the goal. Slowly forward, but never backwards. That's what James Clear says in Atomic Habits. Move slowly forward, but never backwards. It's all about trajectory. Asking ourselves, who are we being right now? Like, is this how Coach Treggs, the founder of Healthy Happy Dad, who's got this global impact, shows up when his dad's got, you know, a life-threatening disease and he's really struggling in front of him? How's he going to be? What am I learning? Okay, because that goal, I've got a big why, but I've got the goal. The goal is clear. It's written down. I've got goals for the future where I'm going to travel more, and how that's going to happen, I don't know the how, but I know that if I keep working towards this goal, which is a better version of myself, which is aligned with the vision I have in my head for the future, that will produce fruit in the right time. Okay? So whether it's a career goal, whether it's a relationship goal, whether it's a health and fitness goal, what is your goal? and sit with it. Like really, really sit with it. Do you have enough quiet time ever to just sit with it, what you want to achieve? Because we're so distracted, right? I spoke about having that 20-30 minutes in the morning with no phone. I tell you, I do that. It's liberating. I wake up and I give myself time to wake up, and I'm thinking about my goal, and I'm thinking about what I need to do today. I'm thinking about my training. I'm thinking about my meals. I'm thinking about, and I love it. It gives me sense of ownership, even when things aren't going well. And let me tell you this, you know, I would have loved Healthy Happy Dad to be bigger than it already is. And the level of work I've put in behind the scenes, the money I've spent on Facebook ads, the pushing, you know, I've got mad that it hasn't had the success yet that I believe it should have, but it's in the right time. God's plan, the universe, whatever, it's in the right time. I'm planting the seeds, I'm doing the work, but it's been tough. But I've kept my eyes on the goal. What's your goal? I don't want to hear that, oh yeah, but I'm 52 now and I could have, I would have, I should have. Shut up. Like, shut up if that's you. There's people out there running marathons at 80. There's people doing triathlons in their 70s, Ironmans. What's your goal? Oh, I ain't got any. All right, are you happy? If you're just happy, just drifting, bro, carry on, fam, honestly. Sometimes I wish I could be that guy, because my goals haunt me at the minute. They chase me around, I can't escape it. Like, I'm the leanest I've ever been, not to impress you, because I made a decision probably the best part of 18 months ago. That was what I was going to do, and I knew it would take a long time. I knew, because I had to become that person that doesn't always revert back to type, and it haunts me. I can't escape it. I said to Becky, I fucking love to down tools, just have a few beers and just fucking, but I don't really, because this goal is so important to me. But you have days where you're just like, I can't be arsed, but then I think about the goal. And actually, if I have days where I go slightly wayward, I wake up the next day and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't as fulfilling as what achieving this goal will be like. Okay, so we've got instant gratification. We live in an instant gratification world. TikTok, Instagram, social media, you know, it's all there. Bang, bang, just eat. You don't have to fucking go out to get food now. I remember when I was younger and you were hungover and it's like, oh, he's doing the McDonald's run. Now you can just get that shit to your door in pants. It's no good. Hopefully the person doesn't turn up the door in pants, but I'm saying you don't even have to get out your pants. It's no good. It's made us lazy. We're lazy. We're soft. We're flabby thinkers. It's just so easy. But if we can delay that instant gratification, right, to focus on who it is we're trying to be, what we want to achieve. And I don't care, like, listen, like, I don't care how old you are. You know, I got some big goals right now, and, you know, if I was thinking about what other people thought, they'd be like, well, why haven't you achieved it? Well, you should have had that by now. It's like, I'm running my race, not anyone else's. I'm on my own journey of self-development. I've made mistakes in business. I've learned that maybe you can't trust everyone, and some people are just out for themselves. And now I'm on this path now where it feels more aligned, and I got the right people around me. You might be watching this in your 50s, in your 60s. And it might just be, oh, fuck you now, yeah. You know, again, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Like, what's your goal? What's your goal in the next 10 years? Financial, relationship, health, fitness, family. What is it? Where do you want to go and visit? I've got all these places I want to go and visit. These are all my goals. How am I going to achieve that? Well, if I keep aligning and I keep trying to become better, then as a result of that alignment, I will get more opportunities to grow Healthy Happy Dad, and as that grows, I will get more opportunities to travel and visit places and be well remunerated, is how I see it. And this is how the law of attraction works. You align. You align. You want to achieve a goal, you align with it. Reverse engineer it, align with it. You want to lose 2 stone? Align with the person that is 2 stone lighter. What do you do at 2 stone lighter that you don't do now? What don't you do at 2 stone lighter that you do now? Example of that is, what do you do at 2 stone lighter you don't do now? You do more steps. What don't you do? You don't have 3 takeaways a week. You don't have 3 takeaways. Oh, it's not a takeaway because you're lazy. No, you've built discipline. You've built habits. I cannot imagine my life now without having a goal. 47, I'm 47. That's fucking young, mate. I still see people go, oh yeah, you know, it's like, you know, there's, you know, when you get to 40 years, and I'm thinking 40, mate, fucking hell, I feel 40, nothing. I feel great at 47, but it's lifestyle. It's not to impress you, to impress upon you. I got sick of settling for something that I just thought suited me, and I knew deep down, because I got quiet and I listened to my intuition, that I could achieve more. Like I've said, this is not me being, you know, oh, you know, look at me. It's like I sit quietly and it's like, come on, yeah, and it haunts me in a good way. You know, I read something the other day and it was like, you can try and run from your goals or your calling, okay? You can try and run, but it will seek you down, it will haunt you, right? Now you might be going, oh, I just can't diet and I can't do it. I've tried for 30 years to lose weight. I just can't do it anymore. But yet you're still waking up every morning with that little knot in your stomach going, oh, I need to do something. It's your inner guidance system or your gut saying, see? So you can run from it, but it'll haunt you until the day you die. I know people have been trying to lose weight for 30 years. Why don't they just give up? Why? Why don't these people just get up and go, yeah, fuck it? Because inside of them, there's a slimmer person that's going, please, just release me. I want to have some energy. I want to have some get up and go, come on, treat me better. It will haunt you. It will chase you down. You can't escape it. So tap into it. Get quiet. Set that goal. Career, financial. You ain't going to have all the answers. I don't have all the answers, but I know some of the best things I've achieved in my life. I didn't have all the answers. I aligned. And now what I'm trying to achieve is way bigger than I've ever achieved before. And I'm aligning. That's all I'm doing. Even when my dad's got cancer, even with Becky with the blood clot in her eye, which meant we weren't able to train this year. And, you know, we spent the entire of 2025 lifting weights together, which was amazing for us. But we've tried to stay aligned. We've tried to keep our eyes on the prize. And there's never a perfect time to start, guys. The time to start is now. Because I'll tell you what, time goes by so quickly. My son's going to be 14 in August, my eldest. I'm like, what? And I'm looking at this year and I'm like, we're going to be in July in a few weeks. Like, where's that gone? Like, time goes quickly, and if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you're happy being the same person, now in 5 years, bit more fatter, you know, no, the career hasn't changed, you're not fulfilled, but you haven't fucking done anything. You know, you just scrolled for 5 years. So that can happen. People are just scrolling their lives away. What are you going to do? That 5 years ago, quick. That was the pandemic was 6 years ago. Seems like yesterday. So, set the goal. Reverse engineer it. Don't worry so much about the how. You know? The first thing people say is like, well, I'm not sure I could do that. Well, okay then. Like, fuck me. Go to ChatGPT. You know, there's stuff I want to achieve right now. And the situation I'm in, I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? Well, don't worry about the how. Just align. See what you need to do. Become that person. It's exactly what I've done with my body. I'm going to get a six-pack by the end of July. You know, 12 kilos ago, I was telling myself that. But I was like, nowhere near. All right? But I just told myself, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to chip away. 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 Yeah, and in a strange sort of way, my dad being unwell has almost forced my hand to level up. Because there's just no way I was going to fucking piss it up and eat shite while he's going through this. I just need to be the best version of myself. And even as the best version of myself, I've got frustrated, I've got tired, I've thrown my toys out the pram when I haven't taken his meds. But God forbid if I hadn't have been in alignment. You've got to get in alignment. Set the goal. And before I sign off, set a goal. Set a big goal so it scares you. I remember when I started to get into, you know, like personal development, I read a book and it was like, you know, set a financial goal so big it scares you. And I remember thinking, oh, and I was like, right, okay, I'm going to do it. And I wrote it down and I was like, oh, no. And then over time, I just brainwashed myself and I used to go around going, I'm Coach Treggs, I've got this business and I generate this. And then next thing it happened. Didn't quite happen. I missed it by a little bit. But do you think I was pissed off because I come in a little bit under when it had like trebled my income because I'd set the goal? Aim high. Aim really high. And if you come in a little bit under, you've still achieved a big goal. You've still become a better person on that journey. You know, the happiest people I've met on my time in this industry are the ones working towards a goal. Not the ones just drifting, going down the pub every weekend, chatting shit. You know, don't be wrong, that's got its place. But they are the ones working towards a big goal. They come in and they say, I'm looking to achieve this. We're looking to move here and this time. We're looking to buy a property there. My partner's doing a career change and he's studying now and it's really exciting. Set a goal. Set a goal. If you know that you want to change, you know you can be better in your body, you know that career isn't quite there, it doesn't mean you're just down in tools and walking out on the job. It means you're just exploring other options and aligning with other options and being open. I've loved tonight's chat, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I'll talk to you later.